Do you guys remember what the last thing was said before they cut the feed?
Well, if you take the genealogies that come not only from the Old but the New Testament, you see that there is a historical connection through the entirety of the Old and the New Testament that details the Jewish connection to this land.
Does that include Bibi's family? How do we know that if his family
they were
comes here?
Scattered,
but how do we know it's the same people?
It wasn't a copyright. They're trying to say it was a copyright. It was not a copyright issue. It was straight censorship. Straight censorship. Because that conversation was heating up. That's why they cut my feed. And it's crazy because it's a video that's on YouTube. Like, it's on YouTube. Ian covered it last night. But for some reason, when I'm doing it on a live with my new little channel that they're not making that much money off of yet, it's like a problem. Or maybe because I have more attention on me than I thought. And who knows, maybe they've looked into some of my notes. Maybe they were afraid that I was going to point something out. Maybe it has something to do with my probability models. I was on Dank's show yesterday. Shout out to Dank's. But I was on his show talking for over an hour. Maybe I'm putting a little too much attention on myself. I've also been in the Discord chats. I've shared some of my notes. I've shared some of my files. I've given them to the team at Web. But I was in the chat with all the devs from Web yesterday, giving them, well, I don't want to say giving them tips, but telling them about my experience and what I'm trying to do with it and changes that, if they made them, could make what I'm trying to do more efficient. And then all of a sudden, I start doing lives. I hop on a live, and they just cut the feed. See you later. I am really heated about this. And guys, do me a favor. Everybody like the video and share it, because I might spill some tea today. I've been trying to get my following up a little bit. Try to make sure that when I say important things, that it actually gets out there. But I'm a little heated. I'm not going to lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty pissed off about what happened before, because that was bull. That was bull. It's not like I'm one of these people that's trying to be like a negative influence. You know what I mean? For all the conspiracy talk and stuff that I do, lately I've been trying to use a much more softer touch. In fact, I've been sharing my newfound belief in Christianity, which, who knows, maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe they don't want that. Maybe they prefer when everybody's angry and godless and trying to stir the pot. You know, I don't know if you noticed this, but some of the right-wing guys that I don't freaking watch, but they get so many followers. You know, anybody trying to be divisive, trying to push the left versus right, you know, the machine seems to get behind them real quick, in a big way. But then you get, some little up-and-comer like me, that's barely scraping by financially, trying to grow my channel, trying to do the right thing, trying to promote peace, trying to promote Christianity, trying to promote people being honest and having actual integrity, not just in our government, but in our communities. And you're going to pull the plug on me? On me? Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell did I do? Well, I don't even know what I could cover now. I feel like they're just going to, any excuse. I say the wrong thing. They're going to, is that what it is now? Now they're just going to pull the copyright? They're just going to use that as an excuse to just kill the feed? I agree. I think that they are cutting me because I'm telling the truth. And you know what else I think? I don't think they want people to be peaceful. I don't. I think they want people to spread the fear and promote the chaos to give them a reason. And that's why I keep saying now more than ever, it's important, especially if you're a Christian. You know, we got to start wearing those bracelets again. What would Jesus do? Don't give them a reason. Keep the peace. Be the change that you want to see. It's the only way. I'm telling you, it is the only way. Be the change that you want to see. That's why I was saying the other day, we are the light. We are the light. We got nothing to be afraid of. All these files, all this evil that we're hearing about, everything that we're seeing, we know, but these people are behind it. They're covering it up, whether they did it or not. If they're not exposing it, if they're not demanding accountability, they are complicit. And we are going to expose them. And they are going to have to walk around in shame, because we're going to make it our mission to know that everybody knows. And I'm telling you, I think that might be a lot more effective than people think. Anybody who follows me on Instagram or saw that video where I went off on Dan Bongino, I mean, I didn't go off on him. I was yelling at the screen, but you guys know what I mean. When he's sitting there talking all that crap, we're talking about a guy who was making millions of dollars doing podcasting. He was involved with the deep state for I don't know how long. Then he's number 2 at the FBI. He's number 2. He had access to everything after he talked all that crap about accountability and they're going to release it and they're going to change. We're going to drain the swamp. He talked all that shit. And then he doesn't do nothing. He's complicit with the cover-up. And then he goes back on his podcast. And then he says he's going to come after the grifters. And I'm like sitting there watching it. And everything that he's describing is like my ideology. Like what I'm thinking. I'm like, yo, like, and I know he's not talking to me. I'm not even on radar. But I'm just like, yo, like, fuck this guy. Like, fuck this guy. Like, who the fuck does he think he is? And then, that clip got me a lot of attention, and I'm grateful for that. But it was sincere. It was genuine. That was a genuine reaction. Because I do not have patience for these scumbags that don't want to do the right thing, that are complicit with all this evil in the world. Why? So they can make a little money? Because they're afraid what might happen to them? Because they're guilty of something? And, that's what Christianity is all about. Like, I feel like everybody or most people have that moment at some point in their life where, like, they realize things. They have that, like, awakening. And it becomes a fork in the road where you either keep doing what you're doing or go down a worse path, or you could repent. And at that point, like, that's why, like, when they say born again, and I mean, that's my interpretation of it. But like, when you hit that fork in the road, you have a chance to repent. You have a chance to be better. You could accept Jesus. You could see the world for what it is. Reject the evils. Reject the material things of this world. Start building your treasures in heaven. Do the right thing. Be honest. And, like, I feel like right now with these files coming out, everybody is at that fork in the road. And make no mistake, every single person in your life, on your screen, on your TV, people at your church, everybody is telling you who they are right now. And you need to listen. You need to listen. Like, I can't even tell you, like, how many people and people, like, close to me that, like, I'm just not even talking to right now. Like, want nothing to do with them. I'm not saying forever, but for right now, it's just like, fuck them. Like, I just can't. I just can't. Because I know that if I do, and I put myself in these rooms with these people, that I'm not saying I'm going to say things that I regret, because I don't think I would regret it. I think that's part of the problem. But I might say things that burn some bridges that I don't necessarily want to burn. I'm just trying to create the space and hope that they wake up and hope that they repent and do the right thing and not be complicit with everything that's going on. And believe me, it's a little controversial with some of my friends and family. But that's why I said the other day, I already told my girl, my sister, my mom, I'm like, listen, you probably shouldn't bring me in public for a while. Like, because I am done. I am done. I am not holding back. And today when they cut my feed, it just really pissed me off. It really rubbed me the wrong way. I am not going to lie. I was just like, what the fuck? Because I know I'm doing the right thing. In every aspect, in every sense of the word. And anybody who's saying otherwise is not doing the right thing. I can promise you. Like I said, right now, everybody is showing the world who they are. And we need to listen. You need to take people at their word. Do not make excuses for people. Do not make excuses for people. Identify the double standards. Identify the BS. Identify the censorship. How many of those files got deleted yesterday, by the way? I heard a lot. What's that about? Like, I'm going to give YouTube another chance because I've been using YouTube since it came out. I love YouTube. I think that it's such a great platform. It's such a great service. But it cannot turn into TikTok. It just can't. If it turns into TikTok, I'm done for good. I'm never going back. Yeah, someone was asking me yesterday. Tanks was asking me yesterday, like, oh, I heard Valhalla's stream went down. I'm like, no, it was JD's. I'm like, I was watching him on Tuesday. But then I fell asleep and they took him down. Oh man, they're trying to get us all. They want to get us all. I don't know what JD said on his. I don't know what Valhalla said when his went down, but like, I didn't even say nothing. Like, that's the crazy part. I was just playing a video that was already on YouTube. It's on there right now. Why? Because I paused at certain parts and said, listen to what he's saying? Because I actually told people to pay attention? Because that's really all that I did. That's really all I did, was telling people to pay attention. but they don't want us to pay attention. They want us to be like Brave New World, where everyone's hopped up on Soma, 1984. Like, it's happening now, guys. It is happening. Like, we are already there. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. I'm like sitting here, like as I take my little pauses to read the chat, thinking like, you know, are they gonna cut my feed again? Like, where's the line? And not that I want to be near the line, but it would be nice if I at least know where it is. Because apparently, playing videos that are already on YouTube and just telling people to listen to what they're about to say is crossing the line.